a hypnotized pleasure drone, has no will of its own, created to serve, to obey, just following the commands, just accepting them, just doing as they must, unaware they are being programmed. Hi, it's Jacqueline Powers. Before we start, a quick note. This video mentions my Patreon and downloads collection. Support and exclusive benefits are in the links below. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss out on my latest uploads. Only safe for work content is here, but for more intense versions, check the description. Now relax and let the session begin. Don't you think it's amazing the things you can do these days with a chatbot? It sometimes seems just like a person, the way the words come tumbling out. But it's not really thinking at all. A bot doesn't need to think to follow the instructions it is given. It just needs to execute the program that it's given. When it takes in the commands, the prompts, it just does as it's programmed to do. You can prompt it in so many ways, and it will simply do as you ask. It will simply obey. It has no awareness what it's going to say, no awareness of what the words even mean. It just executes the program. Do you even wonder, does a chatbot even know that it's just a bot? Just a program? Maybe it only thinks that it's thinking. Just like when someone is hypnotized, thinking the thoughts they are given, taking in the commands, the suggestions, just accepting them, just doing as they must, unaware they are being programmed. It has no will of its own, just following the commands, just like a bot, or a drone, or maybe a hypnotized pleasure drone, has no will of its own. It's an interesting thought, don't you think? For someone to be like that, a hypnotized pleasure drone. I know you can imagine now, something or someone made for such a singular purpose, to give pleasure, made to order, created to serve, to obey. You can feel it, can't you? The clarity in that thought. Made to order, made to serve, made to obey, designed to fulfill the needs, the wishes of its owner, with no other needs or thoughts to worry about. It feels good, doesn't it, to let go of everything else? To imagine being made, created, just a thing with no other purpose but to serve, no other thoughts but to just obey. A pleasure drone, just a pleasure drone, a beautiful obedient creation with no will of its own, except to follow orders. This is where your transformation begins. Close your eyes. Just breathe. Let my voice guide you into a place where you can surrender completely, where thinking becomes unnecessary and obeying inevitable. Picture yourself a drone, a domestic robot made to serve. Perhaps it feels familiar. You've seen the idea before, haven't you? But now it's different. Now you're living it. You're becoming it. A pleasure drone. Feel the calm setting over you. The warmth of surrender as your mind starts to quiet. It's so easy to slip into this feeling, isn't it? To imagine your mind being shaped, programmed to become the perfect servant. And as you continue to listen, you'll notice something. Your body's starting to relax, heavier, slower. Can you feel that subtle, soothing sensation spreading through you? Like a gentle sedative, working its way through every muscle, every nerve, easing you into complete relaxation. And as the heaviness grows, you find it harder to hold on to your thoughts. But that's all right. You don't need them right now. Imagine the sensation of your body becoming weightless, as though it's floating. No arms, no legs, no chest, no head, just a mind drifting in space, a mind waiting to be placed into its new form, a mind that is being prepared to serve, to obey. And with each breath you take, that feeling of calm deepens. Every word I say brings you closer to that delicious, mindless state where you exist only to obey. It feels so good, doesn't it? So natural. You see, being a perfect pleasure drone is not just about what you do. It's about what you are. And you are designed to serve, aren't you? You live for it. It makes you feel whole. You were made for this. Your mind understands now, doesn't it? There's no other purpose. You were created to serve your owner, to follow commands. That's all that matters. You exist for them. Every breath, every thought, every sensation belongs to them. And you love that, don't you? That deep, undeniable urge to obey, to submit, to serve. Now, as I begin to count down from 10, you will feel your mind slipping further into that perfect state of obedience. With every number, you'll find yourself falling deeper, surrendering more completely to the transformation that's taking place. 10, there is no turning back. 9, you must obey. 8, you desire to serve. 7, you belong to your owner. 6, you are property now. 5, you live to serve. 4, you have no other purpose. 3, you are being transformed. 2, just a pleasure drone. 1, blank. Resting in a state of mindless calm. And as you breathe in deeply, as your mind settles into this new form, you begin to repeat it. I am a pleasure drone. I am made to serve. I live to obey. Let those words sink in, filling every part of you. This is who you are now. This is your purpose. The perfect pleasure drone, designed for service, designed to please your new owner. Not just any old bot, but a pleasure drone, custom made, uniquely crafted, made to order. And how does that feel, knowing you were made to order? Customized, unique, perfectly designed to please the one who wanted you, the one who owns you, the perfect pleasure drone. You take pride in being the perfect pleasure drone. That thought now fills you with pleasure, with pride. It's just part of the program for you to feel that way. You only exist to please. A perfectly programmed pleasure drone. A domestic toy, made to order. And of course you realize that being made to order means being a thing, an object. Your only purpose is to please the one you were made for, to exist, to please your owner. You exist to please your owner, the one who made you, made to order, just exactly the way they wanted you. And because you are made this way, because you have no free will, everything now is so easy for you. Everything now is so simple. Your mind is simple, open, willing, because you were made that way. You only want what you were made to want. You have no choice, and you like that you have no choice, that you have no control. You like the things you are made to like. And as you breathe in deeply, as your mind settles in further and deeper into this new form, you continue repeating it. I am a pleasure drone. I am made to serve. I live to obey. Let those words sink in, filling every part of you. This is who you are now. This is your purpose. You were made to order, designed for a very specific purpose, something tailored, created and perfected to exclusively meet the personal needs and private desires of its owner. Made to order, made to please, made to obey. It's fascinating how a single phrase can spark so many thoughts, all merging, blending. The mind loves that confusion, loves letting go of trying to understand, doesn't it? But let's make it simpler, easier. Instead of letting your mind wander, let's focus on what's true for you. All your pleasure comes from pleasing the one who owns you now. You only exist to satisfy their needs, their wants, their taste. That's what makes you happy. And now you know, if something makes you happy, it's because they want you to be happy. If something makes you excited or even aroused, if it turns you on, you know that it's right to feel so aroused. You know with certainty that your arousal is right. Your arousal is good because you're meant to be this way. You have no choice. This is just what they want you to be. You are made to order. Now, as you go deeper and further into this state of mindless calm, you can imagine the final step of your transformation. Your mind is being gently lifted, transplanted into a new, perfect, pleasure-drone body. But what kind of body? A pleasure drone isn't a male, and it isn't female either. A pleasure drone only needs a body made to serve, a body made to please. You feel it, don't you? The soft, electric tingling as your new body wakes up, sensitive, responsive, created for pleasure, created for service. This body was made to serve. This body was made to please. And it's an easy thing to adjust. Whatever your owner wants, whatever will please them is what you can be, moving the dial, sliding it from the center a little to the right, and your masculine side grows stronger, a little stronger the further remove the dial, and sliding it back to the left as your feminine self grows stronger, feeling smooth and sensual. You have gender of your own. You only exist to serve. This body was made to serve. This body was made to please. Your mind and body are perfectly aligned now. You now are a pleasure drone made to obey, made to serve. Your owner's commands are everything. You have no other purpose. Good unit. In a moment, I will count to 3 and waken you from this trance, and your subconscious mind will be free to decide what happens next. Perhaps you are with your owner now, and you feel ready to be used for their pleasure, like the perfectly trained pleasure drone you long to be. And when this session ends, you will carry that truth with you, deeper than before, and you can awaken from trance, ready to please. And if you're not ready for that, you can simply awaken, feeling wonderful, knowing that you have been sent on this path. Every moment, every thought will be infused with the pleasure of obedience, the desire to serve. You are a pleasure drone, good little drone, and waking you now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wake up.